Okay, so I started this live Zoom and I didn't record the beginning, so I'm gonna start over and post them together. So I just wanted to share with you that the monthly today is the last day for the monthly to continue or like to be half off for the first month. So if you want to jump on that, go ahead. Okay, so I do love this topic. I am super excited. Okay, so let me get this guy. Is this sharing right? Share. Okay. Okay, there we go. I do love this topic, Earth for acne, because there are so many people that struggle with this, and I love skincare. I love skincare. It's super fun. It's super interesting. And of course, if you add plants to it, I am all about it. So, the first thing I want to debunk is coconut oil. It is used all the time for an oil that people say is good for your skin. And it does have the ability to reduce the bacteria that causes acne, but it is a super thick oil and it causes your pores to clog. And so, if you're acne prone, this is probably not your best friend. You probably want to pick one of the other carrier oils, which I'm going to share about now. So, argan oil will not clog your oils and it reduces the sebum or however you say that production that causes that oily skin and moisture. It moisturizes dry skin. Research supports anti-inflammatory properties and scarring potential. Okay, so jojoba oil also is a great oil to use, but it's not a true oil. It's actually a wax ester. And so it mimics your skin's natural like coating on your skin. And so um, it works with balancing your oil production. So it signals your skin to stop overproducing the sebum. I don't know how to say that one. Reduces inflammation and calms the red swollen pimples. So fighting bacteria and microbes, it's antimicrobial, antibacterial properties, and the moisturizing, um, it moisturizing it moisturizes without clogging your pimples. I think I've talked too much, so let me take a drink. It is hypoallergenic and it helps repair the skin. It's high in vitamin E, zinc, and antioxidants. And in a study in 2012, it showed that mixing it with bentonite clay reduces acne lesions and inflammation. So, how are we going to use it? You can use it on a cotton swab as a makeup remover. You can use it as a daily cleanser. Um, Massage into dry skin for 1 to 2 minutes, then wipe off with a washcloth. Follow with a toner or a moisturizer, which we'll talk about toners later. Your clay, um, you can use that in a clay mask. So you add that bentonite clay and the jojoba oil 1 to 3 times a week for 10 to 15 minutes and then rinse gently. Also, the jojoba oil and the aloe, you can use it in a pump bottle and use that as a cleanser. Leave it for 15 seconds, then wipe it off. You could put this one in your shower, and it should hydrate for 24 hours. And then you can also do another shower treatment. This one is actually good for dry, like body acne as well, but it's just the aloe and the jojoba oil, and you blend that together, and then you rinse it off. So, jojoba oil is not just good for acne. So, I wanted to share with you the other reasons why it's good. It soothes eczema and psoriasis. It also reduces fine lines and wrinkles, which we love. It supports wound care and scarring that can happen due to your acne. It or improves skin elasticity and hydration and conditioning or condition scalp and may boost collagen synthesis. So there are some warnings. You could have an allergic reaction, so make sure you're doing a test patch. And this goes for everything that I would talk about today. Do not ingest it. It's not good for you to ingest. I mean, there are things that I'm going to talk about today that you can ingest, but not this one. It's best used with other ingredients like the aloe or the clay, not alone. And if you use it daily, then it can cause irritation. If you're trying to get a jojoba oil, you want to get the cold press, organic, and unrefined. Um, Avoid the kind with oleic acid. Whoop, let's go back. Whoop, we got one more. No. Oh my goodness, where did I go? This one. Okay. So take a screenshot of this if you want to get some jojoba oil, or you can just come back to it. But I'm a screenshot girl, so I like to screenshot. But these are the top picks, but just make sure it doesn't have this oleic acid in it because that can clog your pores for a lot of types of people. So tea tree oil. Let's start out with tea tree oil. And so I started with the carrier oils first, the jojoba oil and the argan oil. And I started with those because those can be your carrier oils for these. Tea tree oil is super intense, so make sure you have a carrier oil with it. I told a story about one of my friends. We were in Nicaragua. She was allergic to mangoes. So when she would touch her face, she would break out. She tried to use tea tree oil to treat it. But the tea tree oil actually made it worse because she did not use a carrier oil. She didn't know any different. And it made it worse than it could have been. So make sure you're using a carrier oil. And we kind of got a little buzz for using a little bit too much. We called it tea tree high or something like that. We were like, slap happy. It was super fun. We were in Nicaragua. We were just playing cards and stuff. It was fun. But tea tree oil comes from the Australian tree, and it was traditionally used since 1770. So it's been around for a long time. And it's now a very popular skincare ingredient. It has natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. It fights the acne causing bacteria or P. acnes, and it reduces swelling, redness, irritation. It may shrink your pores and reduce oil production. It also helps with the hormone in acne, and it targets excess oil from uh, excess oil. And then in 2019, a review showed the reduction in acne pores when tea tree oil was used consistently. And the research says that it helps with mild to moderate acne when applied regularly, but it's not a cure-all. 1 to 2 drops of the tea tree oil and 12 drops of the carrier oil, like jojoba and almond oil. You make sure you do a patch test to make sure it doesn't irritate you because it does irritate some people. And then dab diluted oil on skin with a cotton swab or a pad twice a day and in the morning. And I think that we might be back to where we were at, but I'm just going to go over the safety tips just in case. Safety tips for tea tree oil: never use undiluted tea tree oil directly to your skin, which we've talked about. Do not ingest it. It is toxic to swallow. Avoid using it in your eyes or broken skin, and stop if redness or itching or burning. And then I'll just go ahead and say the bonus benefits are: it helps with eczema, dandruff, or psoriasis, fungus, nails, or athlete's foot, scalp issues, and bug bites. All right, and then I'll talk about witch hazel. Just hold on. Well, all right, so the next one is witch hazel. So why would we use witch hazel? It is a shrub, and it is found in North America. So it's from, like, most of us are from North America. Actually, I think everyone on here is currently. It has astringent properties, so that means it's going to tighten skin and remove the oils. It helps with inflammation, irritation, and it is a mild antibacterial. Um, it has mild antibacterial properties. So, so how does witch hazel help? It removes excess oils and sebum, and it calms redness and inflammation. It kills acne causing bacteria mildly. So this one isn't as much. And and the pimples that you already have, it shrinks the appearances of them. So that's super nice if you've already broken out. So how to use? Use alcohol-free witch hazel to avoid over drying out. So there are a lot of witch hazel toners that have alcohol in them. So if you have the plant itself, you can extract it naturally. If not, make sure that you're getting one that's alcohol-free when you're at the store. Apply the toner or spot treatment after cleansing. So first you're going to wash your face, then you're going to use it. And then, of course, allow a patch test to make sure that you aren't allergic to the witch hazel and you're not seeing that irritation. All right. Let's see what's next. And then other benefits of witch hazel, it can help reduce the pain of sunburn, itching of bug bites or poison ivy, reducing that rash. Also with razor burn or eczema or scalp irritations. The possible side effect causing dryness or irritation. So that's why we don't use the alcohol with it, especially if you are constantly using it. Or if you have a drier skin in general. So some people that have acne also have like that. It's like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like patches of dry skin and then patches of oily skin. And so make sure if that is you, you are also like, you're just applying the witch hazel in the areas that are more oily. And then, oops, it can worsen acne if you if the skin overreacts to the product. It can produce more oil. So basically, what happens is it dries it out, and then your body's reacting to that dryness and it's producing more oil. Does that make sense? So avoid that if you have very dry or sensitive skin. And of course, do not ingest it. It is bad for your liver. Most of these, please don't ingest. This is the topical guys. There's a couple in here maybe. Like the next one, aloe vera. So this one is a skin loving plant. It's known for its sunburn healing properties. I mean, you can go to the sun's screen section and you're going to find aloe products there too. And there's a reason for that because it does help with bacteria. So sometimes your skin can get blisters and you don't want those blisters to get bacteria in them. It helps with inflammation, that red and swelliness, but also for the pimples. It helps with hydrating, and your skin, when it's sunburnt, gets so dry, but it won't clog your pores. It's super light. And then it contains antioxidants like enzymes and vitamins that support your healing. One study showed that aloe paired with this other one, turgun. I don't know how to say that, but you can screenshot it. Reduces the acne lesions effectively. more effectively than that by itself. Okay, so that's one study. All right, so how are we going to use this aloe vera? You can use it by itself, the 100% gel. Okay, so when you're extracting it, say you have the plant, make sure you're not getting that green film that's on the outside though. You just want the white clear inside. I didn't realize that, but there is like kind of like a protective barrier. So if you have the plant itself, try not to use that green part. Um, Apply to your skin and leave overnight, and you can rinse it in the morning. So this is kind of like a nighttime mask. You can use it with lemon juice. Um, Mix 8 to 1 aloe to lemon juice. So this is going to be mostly aloe with a little bit of lemon juice. Leave for 10 minutes. Always avoid your eyes, especially with lemon juice or anything that's going to be acidic like that. Honey, cinnamon, aloe mask. That sounds delicious. And it's 2 teaspoons of or tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of aloe, and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir it up 10 minutes as a mask, and then rinse. Aloe and tea tree oil cleanser. And then okay, so this is just the tea tree oil itself. I was like cleanser. Yeah. So just mix the water, aloe, and then 1 to 2 drops of the tea tree oil, essential oil, and then apply briefly. Rinse after 2 minutes. So this is a very shorter, but that tea tree oil is super powerful. So be careful with that. It's great for oily and acne prone skin. And then the aloe spray. So combine 2 parts water, 1 point aloe, 2 parts aloe or water to 1 part aloe, and then you can mist it as a hydrating spray. And then coconut oil, sugar, and aloe scrub. This is for those that can take the aloe or the coconut oil. Be careful. Again, it can clog your pores. So if you are, I would replace that coconut oil with some other like jojoba oil or argan, and it looked like almond oil might be a possible other one. And mix it equal parts sugar, coconut oil, and aloe. And then it's an exfoliant, so we're just gonna scrub, but not too hard. We don't want to scrub off our face. So it's a light scrub and then rinse it. Okay. So I have, like when I first started, I was like, ooh, an exfoliant. I'm gonna like scrub my face off, basically. But like it was not good. My face was very irritated. I actually used coffee back then, which is still, I know that it's good for you. I did not find that in my research for acne, though I didn't look it up. So it could be. So some people are allergic to aloe. They have rashes, swelling, and irritation. Be cautious when mixing it with strong ingredients like citrus or tea tree oil, because it is such a mild, a mild plant itself. So sometimes those other things can take over. That's why it's like 8 parts to 1 of the more intense thing. I always do a patch test. Dennis is coming back. And then drinking, don't drink aloe for acne. It can be harmful in excess. Okay. I know that some people drink aloe drinks, but it says for acne, it's not good. So let's talk about honey for acne. Why honey? So especially the Manuka honey. It helps with the inflammation of acne. It's got a lot of antimicrobial benefits. So if you guys are not familiar with the Manuka honey, I did touch on it on another one. But it's a certain honey that's found. You're connected. That's fine. That's fine. His connectivity is having a hard time. That's fine, no problem. But it's a certain, the manuka plant that they harvest the honey from that has all these extra antibacterial agents. So it's kind of like a hydroperoxide and more for your acne. Um, it's high in glutachronic acid, glutachronic acid, but it converts into hydrogen peroxide on your skin, similar to benzoyl peroxide. Um, it includes peptides, antioxidants, vitamin B, fatty acids, and amino acids to help repair your skin. So it's not just the antibacterial that the honey is helping. It helps soothe that inflammation and inflamed blemishes. And also, it's best for spots without like the head already there. So if you see one coming up and it doesn't have that white, it's best to put it on then. So it also reduces, or it may retain antibacterial effects even without the hydroperoxide, making it popular for skincare. Okay, so the spot treatment. So dab honey on the blemish with a Q-tip, let it set for 10 minutes, rinse with lukewarm water. Easy enough. A face mask, a thin layer of honey to the affected area, and then 10 to 15 minutes, and then with warm water, just rinse it off, and then mix with yogurt, oats, or you can also mix it with yogurt, oats, banana, or cinnamon. Follow with toner. So after you can use that witch hazel for toner, moisturizer, and skin and sunscreen. Of course, we want the sunscreen. Make sure that you're using a natural one. And then research says that most honey studies focus on wound healing, not acne directly. But it does show promise with redness, swelling. And this is where that bacteria for acne, it's like P. acnes bacteria. So that bacteria, the evidence is limited though. And then use in skincare for hydration, inflammation, and minor infections as well. Honey is best on inflamed or cyst blemishes, not blackheads or whiteheads. Okay. Side effects, some people are allergic to honey, honey products. They'll come out with rashes or hives. It is not vegan. You know, we know that it's from the bees. It may irritate your skin and discontinue if you experience worsen acne, bumps, irritations. How long till you see results? Skin may look calmer, redness within days. The healing of the blemishes may take several days to weeks. If no improvement after regular use, it may be time to look for something else. So this one's kind of like a hope, like there is some promise to it, but there's not enough research that kind of says for sure. Okay. So here's one that I hear all the time for blemishes, but it's not really what we want to see. The yes, apple cider vinegar does help with it does help kill the acne bacteria, but because it is so harsh on your skin, it actually can cause more damage. So it's not something that you really want to be using on your skin. So I would, because it's very high in acidity, it increases in the irritation of dermatitis. It also stings your skin because you're thinking like you're your face usually has these open wounds when you have acne, so that's gonna make it worse. And you really want to avoid any sensitive skin or open wounds. Always, if you're gonna try this, always dilute it in water. But to be honest, I really wouldn't not suggest it. But it is one that's commonly suggested, so I did want to mention it here. Um, Again, let's be real, it's not proven a proven acne treatment. It's likely irritant and it's much safer. Um, and or there are much more safer over the counter options. So, heading on to zinc. So, this isn't really technically something you can grow in your garden. It's a mineral, but it has been one of the things, the go to minerals that help with acne. So, I did have to throw it in there because it helps repair cells and DNA synthesis. It also helps with your immune support, your skin healing, inflammation, and control. It also helps with reducing inflammation, suppressing this sebum oil production, which is found in a lot of acne. Um, it inhibits acne causing bacteria, and it helps people with acne often. Oh, people with acne often have low zinc levels more than others. So there is a correlation there as well. So zinc may be beneficial for anti-inflammatory, non or inflammatory and non-inflammatory acne. So the nodules, the clogged pores, and whatnot. So how do we use it? So you can use it topically. There are creams, gels, pastes. If you go to any local pharmacy, you're going to find zinc sulfate, zinc, well, all three of the zincs there. So just look for a zinc product you can put on. You can take it in capsules too, or liquid. The liquid tastes like metal. It's not good. Don't do it. You can, but there's three different types there that you can take for this acne. And then dietary sources. So if you're more into taking it by mouth, oysters, red meat and poultry, uh, dairy products, nuts, beans, whole grain, shellfish like crab and lobster. Um, so it's also better to be absorbed by animal-based foods if you are not vegan. So, I mean, if you are vegan too, but you know, get it where you can if you are. Okay, so benefits from zinc and acne. Oral can improve your acne symptoms. It's okay. It does say it's safer during pregnancy, but I never suggest anything during pregnancy unless you've talked to your doctor. I am not a specialist. Every pregnancy is different. I always make that a disclaimer. So definitely talk to your doctor. Some studies show that oral zinc sulfate is effective for severe acne, and it can correct zinc deficiencies that are linked to acne severity. So, how severe it is. It is powerful, but too much can be harmful. Overdose in zinc is toxic. Okay. If you are starting to feel like you have nausea, vomiting, cramping, diarrhea, definitely stop taking, go to the doctor, go to the ER, make sure that you are taking care of yourself. You don't want to overdo it. Just because we have acne doesn't mean that we are deficient. If you really want to know for sure, you can always get a test done. Topical could irritate your skin if you have sensitive skin, and oral can cause nausea and GI tract issues. Yeah, always talk to your doctor about before supplementing, because you never know if you already have a lot going on in there. So green tea, I feel like green tea is brought up a lot in the skincare industry, in the natural skincare industry. It is because it has great anti-inflammatory properties, and it kills the acne bacteria. And um, this study in 2017 said that 79 to 89% of reduction of whiteheads and blackheads after 8 weeks of using green tea extract. So it's loaded with EGCG, a powerful plant component that fights bacterial and inflammation and reduces the oiliness in skin and controls hormones um, like adaptogens would. So that means like, it makes sure that they balance instead of like going one way or another. So soothing redness and irritation. Okay, so how do we use green tea? You can use it as a green tea mask, 1 to 2 tea bags. You can combine the leaves of the tea bags in honey or aloe and apply for 10 to 20-minute rinse. You can, if you want it to be a little thicker, you can add a little bit of baking soda to thicken it, but be very careful. Baking soda can be harsh on the skin, and if you have really sensitive skin, I would skip that step. Green tea facial spray, brew a green tea, and then let it cool. Pour it into a spritz bottle and mist on your face. Let it set for 10 to 20 minutes and then rinse it off. Drink it up. You can drink green tea as well. So this is one you actually can ingest, guys. You can ingest this one, but try not to get your green tea like in a sugary beverage, because we know sugar causes inflammation and it can make your acne worse. So try products with EGCG. Look for green tea serums, creams, powders that are added to skincare. I mean, just be careful because you never know what else is in there. So, and they're not required to put all the ingredients on skincare products, unfortunately. So just be careful. Let's see. Quick word of caution: too much green tea extract can affect the liver. So stick to safe and moderate amounts. And if you know that you already have liver problems, be very, very, very cautious with this if you even pick this one as one of yours. I would almost stick to the topical version if you've got liver problems. But it's best for with loose leaf or quality bags of green tea like these here. Um, so the next one is echinacea. And so the purple cone flower destroys the bacteria. So so the reason why it says purple is because that is the original. Do the other cone flowers have the same abilities? Yes, but they haven't been studied as thorough. We don't know the strength of it. And so if you want to get the true source, then the purple coneflower should be your go-to. I personally will use the other ones because I like different colors and it's pretty. I think I'm losing light over here, guys. I'm going to turn on the light. I feel like I'm getting in the dark. It also believes to strengthen the immune system and reduce inflammation. And the old studies suggest that it combats that P. acnes, and but current research is minimal. So they're really just not doing a whole lot of research still. Though echinacea is one I would just keep as a resource because there's so many different things you can use it for. All right, so let's talk about rosemary oil. Okay, so again, when we're talking about this is going to be an essential oil. So when we're talking about essential oils, make sure that you are using that carrier oil. If you are using um, it as an infused oil, make sure you're using infused oil that is good for your skin. Okay, that being said, it is an herb that is not just good for cooking. We know that, but it's good for your skin, your hair, your brain. Um, it's got a the ability to help fight against fungus, bacteria, and free radicals. It's anti-inflammatory. It reduces swelling and soothing, and it promotes hair growth. So I've talked about rosemary in the last one. I love rosemary, but it also it just has so many different things. I think I've used it in so many um, different presentations because I know that the dentist doesn't like it because I've used it so many times. I keep bringing it back up. It promotes or it reduces scalp itchiness and dandruff. So if you have that psoriasis, this can be good for that. Improves skin health, acne, boosts memory, focus, eases joint muscle pain, and repels bugs naturally. So a study in 2019 showed that rosemary oil helps promote acne with minimal side effects. So that's the other side of it, as long as you're not allergic. Okay, so how do we use it? Dilute it 5 to 10% um, rosemary oil. So this would be, yeah. Um, and this says the carrier oil could be castor oil, or the coconut oil. Again, be cautious with that coconut oil. But castor oil is one that I haven't touched on yet. One, do not get castor oil in your hair. Some people say that it's good for your hair, but it is super thick and sticky. I have seen some really bad results of someone thinking that it was helping their hair and it's just like stuck like a dreadnought in their hair. So be very careful with castor oil in your hair. Castor oil is a deep oil, it goes deep into your organs, so it will penetrate. Um, and if you're also not extracting it correctly, it does have some poisons in the castor oil. So make sure it's a reputable source. So all that being said, be just very careful with castor oil. And when I was researching this, I don't know that I came up that acne and castor oil work good together. So I just want to mention that. But you can massage it into your scalp, but don't use the castor oil into your scalp. Do not do that. Um, uh, and then massage 30 seconds to help absorb, and then 1 to 3 months consistently. Uh, okay, so don't use this particular oil with aloe because um, it will non whatever the gel. So for non greasy or non oh sorry, I read that wrong. No aloe gel. I don't know. Use it as a non-fragrant gel for a non-greasy option. That would probably be the option that I use is with um, the aloe. Okay. And so rosemary oil can be diluted. Um, it helps reduce acne breakouts, soothes inflamed skin, and improves overall tone. So be careful. Do not ingest the rosemary oil. Again, it's not safe during pregnancy, breastfeeding. It may actually cause a miscarriage. Definitely don't use it. Avoid it if you have Crohn's disease, ulcer, or colitis, or high blood pressure. Signs of overdose or reaction: vomiting, spasms, lung issues, rash, or confusion. Hands off. Avoid touching or popping. Okay, so here are some strategies that are not just the herbs. If you have acne, don't avoid touching, popping, or popping those pimples. Um, Doing so often spreads that acne bacteria, and it also can lead to scarring. Yeah, and then clean with a low pH cleanser that's designed for acne tone. Avoid harsh soaps. They may disrupt the skin's natural barrier, and when that happens, then it wants to produce more oil. Um, and then obviously, dermatologists can recommend some amazing stuff. Stay hydrated, so making sure that you're drinking a lot of water and not the oily foods because that's going to produce more oil. Um, and then, um, yeah, make sure that your water intake is aligned with your climate. So I have a humid climate, I don't need as much, but those that are in arid climates need more water. I'm just going to let my cat out real fast because she's mad at me. And then manage your stress because hormones can be part of the problem. It can stimulate the oil glands and it can lead to the potential breakouts. Sleep hygiene, meditation, exercise, and then, of course, talk therapy. As well as there are a lot of herbs for stress and anxiety. So that can be one that we talk about. I don't think we've gone there yet. But, you know, making sure that you're getting your mental health under control. And then the typical medical treatments are listed here. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed professional, but this is typically what they're going to be giving you: salicylic acid, the peroxide, So all of these treatments can be done, like antibiotics, things like that. Some people do the hormone pill, the birth control. Um, but, yeah, that is all recommended by your healthcare professional, not by me. That's just the standard. And then when to see a doctor if it's painful, infected, or it's super deep in the skin, if the sores are covering a large area of your skin, and then, or it doesn't respond to any home treatments, if it's causing you stress or scarring, because this could be lifelong if you are not treating it, um, or if you suspect a hormone imbalance or allergic reaction, because those are something that definitely only a doctor is going to help you with. So that is my little acne spew for today. Do you guys have any questions? Have you guys ever done any skincare? Any skincare? Any questions? This is one I personally liked doing because I love doing skincare.
Work, maybe.
I can kind of hear you.
Okay.
Never mind. Never done any skin things. Yeah. I used to make a lot of like turmeric skin mask, which I thought I put turmeric in there, but I must have not saved that one. Because turmeric is another one. But if you ever use it on a skin mask, it can stain your skin yellow. So just be careful with that. Don't leave it on too long. Sweat and dirt. Sweat and dirt, rub it in. That will definitely give you acne. That will probably promote it, matter of fact. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys hopping on here. Um, yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and go back and do the last little part so you guys can hop off whenever. Um, how far or how does facial hair affect acne? Okay. How does facial hair affect acne? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I just did the herb part, so I don't really know how that the hair affects it. That would hmm, I don't know. I think no, I don't know. I can't even I can't even go there. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. If you guys don't have any questions, I'll go ahead and hop off and then hop back on, finish the video. But I appreciate you. Wait, wait, wait. We got another wait. Let's see what the worm guy has to say. I think the person that wanted to do this one didn't come today, but it was a fun one for me to do. If there's something that is good for the skin and hair as well. I mean, so I know you're gonna dislike this, but rosemary. Rosemary is good for the hair and skin. That one, it's good for hair growth. It's good for, any bacteria on your skin. And I mean, so yeah, you don't have to eat it. It'll be near your mouth, but you don't have to eat it. And so, yeah. But this one would be the essential oil with the either the carrier oil or I think it said aloe was one of them. I think that one was rosemary. So, all right. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.